Hello and welcome to CM Software. This tutorial will take you through how easy it is to capture and store data about the children within your setting. If we have a look at this main interface, this is from the design called Lexi. Now Lexi includes an additional option, that of an hourly single charge rate that can be applied to a child arriving and departing. If we move to the next child, we can see that they have, on a Friday, they attend for the whole day and an hourly charge has been applied. If we have a look up to this box, we can see that they are part of a family that attends the club. They've been given a sibling reference. If I come down to the other information, you can see that Jen actually has two brothers. If we scroll through, we can see that the reference has been applied to all three children. This reference feeds through to the invoice side of things, namely in the form that allows you to keep a tab, if you like, on what invoices you've created and which ones have been emailed out. If you have a look at the form, you can see that the sibling reference is highlighted for the children that belong to the same family. This makes it a lot easier for you to include all invoices from all children that belong in the same household. Bearing in mind that I only have 6 test children in this demonstration, I appreciate that for a good many of you there will be in excess of 100, if not 200 children on your books. Therefore, in an attempt to save you additional data entry time, many aspects have been automated for you. So for instance, if we have a look at Lexi, if we ascribe her to session 3, if you look over to the left, you can see that she is automatically being included in the morning register. In order to add additional days to a child's contracted sessions, you simply choose from the drop-down box, and again you move over and you assign the session that that child wishes to attend. But this time I want you to look over to the right, and as you click the session, you can see that the rate is automatically applied. And also, if you look over to the far left, you can see that they are also included on the afternoon register. If you move over to this form, bearing in mind that with hundreds of children in the database, it could well be that by accident or change, because if you remove a tick, the registration tick is also removed. So for argument's sake, we'll click on this form and see which child or children have not been included within the register. And we can see that Lexi is missing for Tuesday and Monday morning, and Jen is also missing for the morning. So if we now go in, I'll just return to that form, you can see that with the pale blue no session has been selected, otherwise it would show. Let me show you. If I put a session in but remove the tick and go back, you can then see that whilst they've been given a session, they haven't been given a registration tick. So I'm just going to tick that again and tick that again, and we go to Jen, and it's for the morning, so I shall give her that one and that one save. Now if I go back to the form, you can see that all children have been assigned to the register. I'm now going to move over to the data capture menu, which opens this form. And within this form you can see that the parent details are stored here. The parent details are needed purely for invoice address purposes or for contact should an emergency arise. I'm now going to take you over to this side and we're going to click on emergency contacts. This is a form that allows you to record all emergency contact details of parents and close relatives. If you also have a look at the main data entry form, you can see that they are mirrored here also, so that you don't have to go searching, they are there. Also, there is a report that lists all of the emergency contact numbers for all children within your club setting. If we click on this one, this form stores any and all health data that you feel is relevant for the children within your setting. If there is data already entered into the system, it will automatically import across the moment you enter a doctor's name. There is also a medicine form. This button over here opens up the parent consent. This particular form allows you to record what was given on what day, what dosage, what time and who by. And again, this can be sent to print, signed by the club proprietor, so that you each have a copy of what was undertaken during those medicated days. If a child is archived, that means that this button is ticked. They will show on this form. If you wish to return the child to the club setting as current, you simply remove this tick and they will be removed from this form and they will once again show in this one. This is a form that initially I fill in for you, so that when you explore the software and have a look to see what your header and footer looks like, you will be able to relate it to which boxes the information was entered into. The yellow boxes are additional and these display only in invoices. If I just turn you or return you to this button, likewise, this form will enable you to attach additional invoice information to a given invoice run. This form allows you to store key worker details, which will then be available to the main data entry form simply by drop down. All the key workers stored by way of the key worker detail form will list, enabling you to select in order to assign to a given child. It's exactly the same as the child, but it will just show archived workers. This form is very useful as it allows you to see at a glance by way of the yellow highlight if there is any data required by you that hasn't been collected. For instance, an email address is needed for invoice purposes. This is where you will find the data import forms. I'll just simply open it to show you that this is covered in an earlier video. And that is all the data capture aspects of this software. Whilst it's covered in the invoice video tutorials, I'll mention it here because it does relate to data capture. This form is one that allows you in the first instance to assign all children within the setting to a given invoice method. If I clear the ticks And just imagine there's a couple of hundred listed here. I would typically assign, I'm just going to put the Milton children onto pay plan and save. And then all I'm going to do is tick the button for the invoice run. All children that have not been assigned to pay plan method 1 will receive an auto run tick. So basically within this form you tick the invoice method that is going to be least used, if at all, by you. And then you tick this button to assign all other children to the alternative invoice method. And that is definitely all aspects of data capture covered. Thank you for watching.